Hi guys, and welcome to the Liso Sports Show. Thank you for joining me. Well, what did I just see tonight? PSG versus Tottenham Hotspurs. Crazy, incredible game. I don't know how Spurs fans do this year in, year out. Of course, probably not in this tournament, but I think it's what happened is sort of what you expected of an old Spurs team, especially if you're an Arsenal fan and quite biased. Now, Spurs started off really well and got 2 goals from their centre-backs, Van der Ven and Christian Romero, coming in with some crazy goals. Now, PSG today announced that Donnarumma, their keeper, is going. Luis Enrique says he wants something else from the keeper, not him, which is ridiculous. You know, when you think about just how much, what he did last year for PSG, there were games you were seeing and it's only Donnarumma who was keeping, PSG in it, and suddenly they're like, oh, he's going. But I guess it's in the end, it sort of paid off. But, Chevalier, their replacement goalkeeper, I think had a bit of an imposter syndrome today. I think that's what happened because he had a bit of a howler on the second goal when they went 2-0 down, and Romero finally pounced on one of his mistake, header in, and PSG were 2-0 down. And I was thinking, that's it, Tottenham have won another trophy in like 3 months. Unconscionable. But you know what? I was willing to give Spurs credit because as much as you want to hate on them, when you deserve to win something, there's nothing anyone else can do. And I was ready for it. I was just like going to come on here and say, you know what? Spurs deserve what, the result. But of course, about the 60th minute, PSG started making their changes. Ruiz came on, 67th minute. There were 2 changes where Lee and Mbaye came on, and the screw sort of started turning. Little by little, their chances, their opportunities became a lot more clearer. You could see them changing momentum. But I didn't really see it because they were fighting, they were having chances at goal and nothing was really working completely. Spurs, their defense was doing pretty well. You could see some of their weaknesses there. But Jed Spence, I think Jed Spence is really good and was really pacey earlier in the game. I think what happens in the end when you fight so hard for so long against a team like PSG, you probably just lose. Your ideas just go out of the window. Papesa comes off. Kudus comes off. They bring on new players. They bring on Tell, Gray. Solanke comes on for Richarlison. And Bergvall comes on. And everything sort of changes. Not too much that it's going to be ridiculous. But in the last 10 minutes, you could see that they were holding on a little bit. And of course, PSG 2-1 down, and 2-1 down now because they score. And you can see it happening. You're thinking, oh, it's going to happen. And I'm thinking, there's no way, Thomas Frank is not going to be introduced to Spurs like this. Imagine, I was thinking, imagine. But of course, it happens 2-2 in the added on time. Goes in, great goal from PSG, and that was it. I'm thinking, okay, penalties. I'm giving them another chance because I'm thinking they have done so well. There's no way they are going to bottle it so badly. Penalty shootout. What are you expecting from Spurs? I'm thinking Vicario. Well, I don't know. I've never seen Vicario in penalty shootouts. How is he going to do? Is he going to bring it on? Well, Spurs start off great. They're 2-0 up on penalties and they still bottle the penalty shootout because Tell misses. Who else missed the penalty? Right here, Van der Ven missed the penalty. Tell missed the penalty. Vitinha missed the first PSG penalty. And, honestly, Spurs, I can't believe. I don't know how anyone can support this team long term. I know I'm an Arsenal fan. I shouldn't say it. And we lost to PSG in the semi-finals of the Champions League last year. But at least you could see it coming over 2 legs. But yeah, very disappointing. And we never went ahead. I don't think Arsenal can lose a 2-goal lead against anybody. Any time, whatever. But yeah, so anyway, Spurs bottled that. I thought during the game, towards the end of the game, that they had done it. They're going to win the second, but they didn't. PSG came up on top. I don't know what this means though after that performance from PSG. They only had 7 days to train because that tournament they were playing in. Yeah, that tournament they're playing in the United States, the Club World Cup. So they only had a few days to train. So it's probably not a great idea to judge them by this performance completely because they didn't have time to sort of put all the ideas in place. But yeah, they've won another trophy. They won the Super Cup. Congratulations to PSG. Commiserations to Spurs. And I've got a feeling, I was started to think that Spurs might have a better run of it this season, but I think it's going to be the same old Spurs. They might have a good cup run because I think they've got what it takes to do well in the cups. Whether they win them or not is another story. Thomas Frank has got a lot to do with the attitude of that Spurs team. Not just endurance, but the attitude. There's no way you bottle a 2-goal lead in the last 5 minutes of a final. Yeah, I don't think that's it. Well, that's it. So in the end, the scoreline was wrong, but I was correct. PSG went ahead and won that trophy. And yeah, congratulations to them. Thank you for joining me on Dalisa Sports Show, and I'll see you soon.